Hey everybody, what's happening? So I just got done here. I thought I'd film a little short video. I just went ahead and bent all the leads and got them so they all went in the holes. I just got to trim the leads and go ahead and actually sit them and glue them in and solder them in. I finally got these tube sockets to take solder. Man, they were nasty. You should have seen the goop that was that was bubbling up out of there, man. I had to do it 4 times. Clean it up, tin it, solder it, until the little volcanoes where the solder wouldn't stick to the pins. So, short of taking the whole thing apart, man, it was the only way I could do it. And if you just move around, you won't overheat nothing. As you can see, like I said, I did it 4 times, and the tubes had got a little hot on it when I had it, before I got it. As you can see, I ain't quite cleaned up all the way yet. So I got a little bit more cleaning. I've been taping a piece of plastic over that, so I don't get no alcohol in that. But yeah, the only other couple things is the reverb pot, and this is the effects loop wiring in and out of the send and return. And this was on it too. I'm not really sure what this wire was. I don't know how much of this that's been done. I put everything back the way it was when I got the amp. There was a couple little weird things going on back here with a resistor. Let me try to get a light. Somebody had soldered on a jumper. See that little resistor there with the jumper on it by the purple wire? The purple wire I was just showing you. And there's a couple capacitors that have been soldered on in place. At first, I thought that it might have been somebody trying to get rid of a hum. But then I found this. So, I don't know, that might have been all done at the factory. So, I'm going to put it all back original and the way I got it. And we'll go from there and see how it works. I got all new tubes for it. I didn't want to. I was just going to get power tubes, but I figured it deserves it. It's been neglected. It sat in I forgot I even had it. These pots are balance pots. I did figure out that the class AB switch switches the voltage. It goes from 500 volts on the plate voltage. It stepped down to like 480, I think it is, going into the output tubes. And then when you flick that switch, it switches it from grid bias, adjustable grid bias, to fixed grid bias at 280 volts, I think it is. And it's adjustable with resistors. And then I guess you balance it afterwards to get the least amount of hum. That's the only way I could find to be able to do it. There's one resistor that would change. Well, there's actually two. It's the usual balancing act. You got to dictate what's going in and what's, you just can't go willy-nilly changing resistors and stuff. You got to do the math and figure out what the deal is. what you need and predict what you want, and then you should be at least halfway close when you go do it. So what else? These wires here, they had these originally when I got the amp the first time I pulled it out. I don't know, what's that been? A month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, was the first time I had it apart. These were run over and flipped over and come in through here with the signal wire from the input jack. Well, if you look at the reverb, they were hitting on the reverb tank all the time, constantly. So they couldn't have gone through there. There just ain't enough room. I mean, this wire here barely fits. I'm gonna take a tie strap, because this is the top. You can't be above that or it'll pinch it up against the shield. That's what happened. That's what happened with this. See that? It's flat as a pancake. And there's 2 conductors and a ground in there. I know it had to be shorted. I found all kinds of stuff wrong with this thing. It's amazing it even worked when I turned it on. Considering how well it worked, it didn't work hardly at all. But it did amplify. And the channels switched. But, yeah, I'm going to run all these and pretty her up. And try to make it look like something. It had been neglected. So I guess I got new jacks for the, sorry for the shakiness, guys. I'm working on a tripod setup. I had a pot for the reverb, so I'm going to go ahead. It goes here in the back. And if I turn it 90 degrees and run wires to it, that'll work. So, yeah, I'm hopefully only about an hour out from being able to, I want to just start it up and check the voltages and everything before my tubes get here. I don't want to blow the tubes up. So, okie dokie, that's about it. I'll talk to you later. See you, bye.